Hi Internet, I am back with another craft and chat with me. I'm going to continue with my hotfix. Today I have been hotfixing for the last few days and it is unbelievably addicting. I might have to make a playlist that says my hotfix journey. Okay. I'm just gonna get my tools ready. I have my lovely cat here. Let me see if I can get her in the shot. There's her tail. Okay, I have my water. Okay, so let's get started. Oh, I just remember I have pearls here. I'm gonna put these templates to the bottom so I could remember that I have these. I have my trays. If I want to mix up the sizes, I'm gonna add some lighting here. Ah, that's better, isn't it? Let's see, we have the Hotfix applicator and my tweezers. I was debating on whether or not to call this an ASMR video or to make it an ASMR video and edit it that way, but it's more fun to just do a one video with no cuts and just be authentic. Be as authentic as possible here. I was thinking of getting a few more things to help me with my crafting. I notice that my back often hurts when I'm doing these projects. Like over time, I just get back spasms, which I think is common. Red light indicator is on. Back problems are quite common, especially if you're spending hours and hours crafting in an uncomfortable position. So I'm trying to make this more comfortable for myself. Okay, I'm gonna try to slant my thing here. I'm still experimenting with taking or recording videos, like different forms of videos, and focusing on what is fun to create and what is fun to record. And YouTube is really a special hobby for me. I don't have many subscribers. I have 1,700 more subscribers than I did last year at this time, which is great. It makes me feel, what is it? Validated that the content that I make is actually interesting. Not just to myself, but to others as well. And it feels good. I do like being validated when it comes to my artwork or to just things I make. I wouldn't call it art. That's a huge compliment. But in a lot of ways, I do think like an artist because I do want my things to be appreciated. I do take kindly to criticism and feedback. I love when people ask questions about the things that I make on my channel and why I make content like this. I'm using a gooseneck lamp here, and I'm playing with ways to adjust it and hook it up. I think that looks better. Yeah, okay. I'm trying to see if this is comfortable to hold. Oh, an update on my little spatula. So I did remove the Nutcracker tag. I just decided I just really want the tag. I'm gonna keep the tag, but because it's really cute and I can use it for scrapbooking. But I want to just focus on the rhinestones and not have anything in my way. The bow is really cute. I'm definitely keeping that. I think I might even embellish this at some point. Uh-oh, I forgot to do something important. Can you guess what it is? I forgot to add the drill bits. Wow, look at that close-up. You can see every individual drill. Awesome. So going back to what I was saying about being comfortable as a crafter, I really want to be comfortable when I'm making these videos. So what I'm doing is something you're not supposed to be doing. This thing is kind of hot, and I'm applying this while it's hot, and I'm burning myself in the process. Not a good idea. Do not try at home. Yeah, I definitely burned myself a little bit. No big deal. I was looking into using a standing desk. I wonder how that will be though. I do have somewhat of an active lifestyle. I go for long walks and things. So sitting down or doing my crafting is one of the few times I can actually sit for long periods of time and like be okay with it. But I notice it's putting strain on my muscles. It's not a good feeling. And I'm not getting any younger. So I was looking into standing desks and being able to make videos like this while standing. I did do, I think these 2 off camera, or these 3 off camera, until I just couldn't anymore. I was literally falling asleep. It was so late. Okay, I'm gonna do this really slowly because I have a feeling that I'm maybe rushing it. The last time I was doing this, some of the gems or the rhinestones were being stuck together. Oh, there's a red one. Do you see it? So I'm gonna try to be slow. My cat is really curious about what I'm doing. I'm trying to keep her away from me though. I don't want to hurt her by accident. And I wonder how it would be like to have a standing desk and make these videos at the same time. I don't know anyone who does it. I may have to research it and see if it's something I can do. can't tell if that's stiff or not. And if I do that, I might have to get another extension cord. I'm trying to remember what they're called. There's a name for them. Oh, a surge protector. That's what it is. And I'm gonna have to find creative ways to store things on that desk. That could be like a second crafting desk maybe. At this point, I kid you not, I have maybe 2 to 3 different desks throughout the home. So that way I can have options. For example, if there's a room that's too cold or too hot, I can just go to another room, a smaller room, and adjust the temperature how I want it. So I was thinking of getting a standing desk that is mobile, so has wheels. I could just roll it from desk or from room to room. That's another reason I'm thinking of getting another surge protector. The one that I've had it for a little over a year, and it's kind of amazing. I love it. I love the shape. It looks good on my desk. It matches my desk. And I haven't had any issues with it since purchasing it. I get a lot of my my tech from Best Buy. But Best Buy can be so expensive. And we're in October now, so I'm thinking of holding off my purchases until Black Friday. Or Black Friday week. I feel like there are sales throughout the whole week. Or maybe like Cyber Monday or something. So I want a standing desk, and I also want a surge protector. And I have so many hobbies. I have so many hobbies. I do tend to hyperfixate on projects. Like if you go through my YouTube channel, you'll see that. You'll see that once I start something, I just like kind of make like 10 videos about it. And then I just like stop out of nowhere. And then I'm picking up a different project. But I'm trying to get in the habit of finishing a project and moving on to the next one. Like I filmed these game console diamond painting kit videos, and you'll see there's a break between them. I uploaded like 2 or 3 videos of the diamond painting kit, like video game edition, and I just went into something else for like a week, and then I went back to, I had to force myself to go back to the gaming console one. My cat just jumped off the desk. I think she's bored. Sorry, cat. And that's her scratching my furniture. What the heck? Yeah, okay, there's a bunch that's being attached to this. You're not supposed to use it like this. I know you're not supposed to use it like this. But I'm so used to diamond painting and picking things up with the tool itself, with the applier, if that makes sense. And I think this Hotfix thing will be a fixation for a little bit. And I hope not. Like I really want to use this to its fullest. But I can always take breaks from Hotfix if I get tired of it. Whoa, okay, so I just dropped a bunch of gems here. I'm gonna have to be really careful. Look how shiny that is. I put it on my desk last night and I was like, whoa, that is so shimmery. Whoa, what just happened? I don't know where that went. Okay, these gems are literally flying everywhere. One just went on my chair. I'm gonna have to get that out later. I'm gonna try to focus on this. Now, if the surface of the spatula was sticky, I could just use a wax tip pen or something like you would with diamond painting. This is more tricky. But then again, I am using a very unique item as my starter. A wooden spatula handle. How random is that? Typically people start with like t-shirts, bottles, cups, small things. But no, I had to choose something difficult. A thin plank. A wooden plank. And I have a lot of furniture. You know, practical, functional furniture I use for different things. And I think I'm starting to get a little bit overwhelmed. Like I have a, it's technically like a clothing hanger or like a coat hanger that you put next to your door. And it has these shelves. It has like technically 3 shelves. And I literally just use it to store boxes of crafting products. I have books, and it's overwhelming because in order to get one thing, you would have to take everything out. Like if something is in the center, there's a box in the center, I'd have to take everything out. A large shelf makes sense for me, but I'm sorry, a large like craft, like a dresser or something, like a plastic container, a large container with drawers would be so much better for my hobbies. But I don't want to keep buying furniture that I'm not 100% sure about. So that's why I'm giving the standing desk some time. I really don't want to spend over $100, even $10. Like forget it, even if it was free, I want to make sure that whatever I bring into my home has a place and that it's going to be fully used. I don't like just having things laying around the home. Everything's intentional here. Everything's intentional. This is coming along really, really nice. I'm still waiting on my faux peppermint swirl candies. The polymer clay ones, I think, or it's like resin. I forgot the material that they're made out of. But they're these small candies, and I purchased 2 different sizes. Oh, that's something that I've learned about myself, is that when I finish with a project, I want it out of my home. I don't like to collect clutter. So I'll find a way to donate it or like gift it to someone. I really, really don't like clutter. And this is beautiful. I don't consider this to be like something that would be considered clutter, but I know I'm not going to use this spatula because I've had the same spatula for like 10 years. So I don't need another spatula. And I know there's going to be someone out there who appreciates this. Rhinestoned holiday spatula. And one thing about me is that I never get offended if, let's say I am gifting someone something and they ended up giving it to someone else. That makes me happy too, because at least it's being used or being given out, given to someone that is actually going to use the item, who is actually going to use the item. That makes me happy. And I have a hard time believing that someone would just throw this out. Very I'm trying to justify giving people my stuff. Stuff that I make. But I feel like everything that I've made over the years and given away, people always have a positive reaction, and not because my stuff is so good, but it's because people appreciate the amount of time that I put into these things. And you know, there is a certain amount of love that goes into everything that I make. It doesn't matter who it's going to. Like there is there's passion that goes into the stuff that I make with my hands, or things that I decorate, whatever, embellish. Like there's always going to be a passion that comes through, and I consider that to be the same thing as love, you know. So yeah. And I'm definitely not putting my stuff on a pedestal. I've seen people make way more nicer things, but I also don't downgrade my stuff either, you know, because at the end of the day, this is purely for fun. Like, if this wasn't fun, I would not be doing it. And not just fun, but it's just so relaxing. And I feel like we live in a world, or a time in the world, where anxiety is kind of high. You know, even if it's not directly impacting our lives or the people we love, etc., it is still unfortunately, it does impact us on a subconscious level. And I like to catch any feelings of anxiety or grief, even if it's not my own and it's other people's. I try to catch it before it starts to impact me on a more solid, like real level, like tangible level, like impacting my sleep, etc. So I feel like crafting helps me do that. It helps me unwind and, you know, just remind myself that life is good, you know, like we're okay. Like I'm located in the US, and I know life is hard in a lot of places in the world right now. And it makes me sad, very sad. And it often stresses me out that people are struggling around the world, and I do feel helpless sometimes. I do. But crafting kind of grounds me. I don't want to say it distracts me. It's not a form of escapism, not one bit. It just helps me find peace in the moment, no matter what is happening around the world, in my life, whatever. It grounds me. This is a very grounding activity. So back to Black Friday ideas. I was thinking, in addition to Black Friday, in addition to the standing desk, I'm thinking of getting a surge protector. And I've been looking into this, it seems kind of gimmicky, but it's basically like a camera slash phone holder that also, it goes around your neck, right? So it goes around your neck and you're able to record videos like this. And it had me thinking, because I do a lot of things, or I make a lot of videos that require like close-ups like this. And I'm thinking to myself, maybe that's a good investment. But I want to be very, very mindful about, again, what I'm bringing in my home. Is it going to serve its purpose? Am I going to use it, or is it just going to sit around? So having some time between a purchase and a desire to purchase something is so critical. It's so critical. I feel like even if you have unlimited finance or unlimited resources, you have to ask yourself, does it make sense? Like, is it, just look at the principle itself. Like, does it make sense for me to give my money to a company for a product that I'm only going to use once a year, or I'm going to use it for a year and get bored or something? And there are, there are questions about sustainability too, but just in general, it feels wasteful to buy something and not actually use it. I don't know if the wood is getting smaller or the plank is getting smaller as it goes up. It looks like the crystals have found their way in this shape. It's like an arrow. It's very subtle. It's becoming more of an arrow and not so much of a curve. Hopefully it's not an issue. I'm gonna take a sip of water. I'm gonna take another break soon from this very addicting application process. And I'm also having fun recording, talking to myself. I'm talking to myself, great. But yeah, let me know if you have the same philosophy. I mean, like when it comes to shopping, are you a conscious consumer, or I don't want to say it's not a black and white thing, but are you the type of person to wait a little while to make sure it's something you really want? Are you quick to buy something at any price, or are you willing to wait for the most practical, fair price to pay for something? Do you wait for deals? I want to say over the years I've been a little bit more careful. I don't know when it started because there were times in my life where I just buy whatever I think is convenient at the moment, and a year goes by and I'm like, hey, maybe this was a bad idea. Like this this coat hanger thing, I initially got it to organize my clothes a little bit. Oh, I made an oopsie. Let's see if I can save it. I don't know why I did that. That was weird. I just applied 2 rhinestones at once. Unintentional, but I'll take it. That looks okay. like that coat. Oh, sorry, the camera's moving. The I initially bought the coat hanger shelf thing to organize my closet a little bit better and be able to pull out clothes out of the closet, or like have a section of my wardrobe that can be pulled out. And my closet's kind of dark. I've tried so many different like light methods to illuminate the inside of my closet, and it just so annoying. So that's why I bought the I don't know how to explain it. It's like a rolling I think it's called a Z cart or something. You know those things that you'll see at the store where you can hang clothes on? It's like a rod connected to two other rods and a set of wheels, and you just roll it around the retail store. So I bought something like that, but it has shelves. And I kind of redid my closet because I wanted to make more space for my bags. I have some like novelty bags that I really like that I've collected over the years, and I noticed I wanted to take better care of them, so I decided to make more space for them. And I also had to declutter some older clothes that just were not my style anymore. So I had to move the wardrobe thing out in order to make space for my bags. So I have a very different setup in my closet now. It's hanging, oh my gosh. I have a very different setup. And I've had it for maybe 3 years now. Maybe 2 or 3 years, I don't really remember. And I have asked myself so many times, do I want to keep this? What do I do with this? So I've been using it to store my books and like crafting supplies and things. I have a small collection of books that I have. They're educational books. They're language books, things like that, like learning new languages. But I'm noticing it is such a pain to actually use. And then one thing about this shelf thing is that it comes with a mirror. So when I am getting ready to record videos, especially my unboxing videos, it comes in handy. I want to make myself look decent. So I really like that mirror too, and I don't want to get rid of it, you know? And I did not pay much for it at all. It was like a little over $100, and I don't want to get rid of it. But it taught me a big lesson, like, hey, maybe not the best idea to buy something that you're not 100% sure. Because when I bought this thing, there wasn't a lot of thought that went into it. I was looking at it for maybe a week before just springing for it while I was redoing my closet. So I wasn't thinking that carefully about it. And from that point, I've been very careful about buying more furniture. And I try to like justify a somewhat impulsive buy by telling myself, hey, it's functional, I'm gonna use it, it's practical, it'll help me with this or that. But long term, does it make sense? And I'm asking myself that as the years go by. So I want to say with consumables, it's a little different. So I like to occasionally get samples of perfumes, or not samples, but travel size versions of perfumes. And it is so much better than buying the full bottle. So much better. Because I've noticed in the past, I want to say in my early 20s, I would buy large bottles of perfumes, and not expensive ones, but I would get bored of the scent. Like I would fall in love with the scent for a few months and then I'd get bored of it. And now I have a whole bottle of fragrance mist or whatever it is sitting there. So it doesn't matter what the cost is of the perfume. I will buy a small bottle. Even if I'll save like $100 by buying a larger bottle, I do not care, because what if I just get bored of the scent? Or something bad happens to me while I'm wearing the scent and now I have a bad association with it. Like, no thank you. And I received some really good advice this year from an older woman, a very wise woman. She expressed that it's a really good idea to not spend too much in one time. Like, it's better to buy a little bit at a time than just buy a lot at once. Such good advice. Like, it's so simple and it's common sense, right? Because what if an emergency expense comes up, but no, you just bought a $2,000 bicycle yesterday or something, you know? Like, I mean, there's exceptions to hobbies and things like that. Like, I think $2,000 for a high quality bike, if biking is the love of your life, that is such a good buy. But I'm just saying, like, or maybe something like, what's a good example? What is a good example of something that it doesn't need to be expensive, but we buy it because we like it? I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of an example. Like something that doesn't, I don't want to be like Marie Kondo. The sparking joy thing, like, just because something sparks joy temporarily doesn't mean it's going to be long term. But something that like sparks just the amount of joy that you can justify spending extra money on it, but you're not like 100% sure, or like it doesn't give you that much joy. Like the joy, like the value doesn't equal the price for you at the moment. Perfume. Okay, there we go. Perfume. I would rather spend $50 every 2 months on a perfume, a travel spray that I absolutely love and I've loved for years, or maybe, or let's say I don't love it that much, or it gives me, I love it, it gives me a lot of joy, but I might not love it in a year or something, because that happens. I know perfume is one of those product categories that I change my mind on often. Like every year or two I get bored of something. I get bored of a scent, or I want to switch it up, change it out. Maybe Replica, for example, comes out, or I think it's pronounced Maison Margiela or something, but the Replica line, like, for example, I bought a $50, it's actually not $50, it's $35. I bought I forgot the name of the scent. I don't remember the scent, but it's like a late summer scent from the Replica line. And I got a $35 travel spray. And it may have been Autumn Vibes or something, I'm not sure. Maybe Autumn Vibes. That's technically an autumnal scent, but I picked that up and the reviews were mixed. Some people said it smelled like mud. Some people smelled like crunchy leaves, and it smells like all of those things, unfortunately. I still have the bottle, but I noticed some days I really like it and some days I don't. But because I know that some bottles are hit or miss at the moment, I'm not gonna buy a big bottle. And let's say I do love the big bottle, right? I'm sorry. Let's say I do love the $35 scent. I'm not gonna buy the, I think they have the $78 and like $158. That's the 1 ounce and 3.4 ounce bottles. Technically, I'll be saving more money if it is a scent that I absolutely love and whatever. But again, what if I change my mind in a few months? It's better for me to spend $35 today and maybe buy another travel spray in 2 months than spend $158 today on a scent that I really like that I might not like in a few months. It just doesn't make sense. And I applied that kind of thinking to, I apply that type of thinking to all of the things that I love. Everything. Even with crafting supplies. Like this Hotfix applicator, it was on my mind for a long time actually. Like I've heard about it throughout the years and I wasn't sure. Yeah, I wasn't sure. But then I noticed I really started getting into embellishing things by hand. And I thought, hey, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get a Hotfix gun. And I waited until Prime Day. Got it for like $22 and came with all of the cool little rhinestones. Different colors, sizes, everything. Even this little glove I have on. And let me tell you, while I was researching Hotfix, I came across the cordless one. I think I've mentioned this in a previous video. The cordless Hotfix. Oh my gosh. The vacuum feature and everything. It is perfect for somebody who loves to diamond paint. Like me. Like it would make perfect sense for me to buy it. But it was double the cost. It didn't have any rhinestones. It didn't come with accessories. So I thought to myself, would I rather spend $22 on something I might not like? I was pretty sure I would like this, but you know, that it gives me joy, but I'm not sure if it's like long-term joy, or do I spend $40 on something that uses batteries, might be convenient, but how do I even know if I'm gonna love this long-term? And what about all the rhinestones? I would have to spend an extra like $10, $20 just to practice with little rhinestones like this. And even though I love crafting, I still have to make smart choices or develop or maintain smart spending habits. And that's why I went with this little guy here. And such a good buy. And also the such a superficial thing, but the cordless one was not pink. This is pink. So that's another reason I was like, yes, I need this. My eyes really like to see the color pink. Like I find it to be a very soothing color. The same with green, like a light green or a light blue. I think they're such pretty relaxing colors. All right, one more to go, and then I'm gonna take a break. And I might film another video, I'm not sure. I really have fun talking to my camera and talking to you guys if anyone's actually watching. And being entertained by my conversation to myself regarding shopping habits and world issues. Okay, let me see, is that in? Okay, it's not perfectly straight, but it's good enough. I'm gonna turn this off now. Just make sure everything is set. gonna turn this off right now. I want to maintain good habits with this because I don't want to burn myself or something. I'm also going to unplug it. Oh, by the way, I am not a financial advisor or a shopping expert. I just like to rant about how I spend my money. And I do not criticize others for how they spend their money. We all have different lives, different needs, different wants. We don't all have to be spending the same way, buying the same things, or have the same budget. What's expensive for me might be very cheap and affordable for you, and vice versa, right? Everyone has different budgets, income, but I just personally think that good habits are important to have, because you may make 6 figures one year and make half of that the following year. And it's good to have reasonable habits shopping habits based on principle. You know, just because you can afford something doesn't mean you have to buy it. I was saying in one of my videos, just because something is cheap doesn't mean you have to buy it. Just because something is free doesn't mean you have to say yes and bring it into your home. Those are just some of my philosophies that I have, and I carry those philosophies into my crafting as well. So pretty. I absolutely love it. I can't wait to decorate this a little bit more. Well, that was my little hot fix and chat with me video. I have so much fun making these types of videos. Drop me a comment if you're a human, non-robot person watching this video, because I do see views like this. I do see views on videos like this, and it makes me wonder if people actually watch all the way to the end. Alrighty, well, thanks for joining me. If you enjoy product reviews, unboxings, or crafting videos, feel free to subscribe, and I'll see you later.